I know some people do church on Sundays, some people are camping, some people are working, right? Somebody's got to still be at the hospital or the wherever, right? Not everybody has banker's hours, right? It's kind of funny. I was hanging out with these nurses the other day and they were talking about the hours they kept, and it was like, kind of reminds me of when I was in IT. But, it wasn't about me that day, so I didn't really like interject that into the conversation at the time, but that's just like what was going through my head. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know the feeling because it's not like the same, but if you've ever worked in IT, you understand how they make everything feel like a freaking emergency. They even call our changes like, this is an emergency change. Drop everything, drop everything. Ah! It's like it's nuts, dude. It's just, yeah, it's like code. It's like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, I just thought X, Y, and Z was top priority for the last 6 months. All of a sudden, you drop this fucking bomb in my lap, like, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Not that I can't do it, but it's like, that was a shift. Anyway, welcome to the channel. I did light this. It's like I said, it's just a touch breezy, but I am up by the side of the building here, so I'm thinking that the cards won't blow around too much, or if they do, they'll just run into this wall, this siding here, and I won't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I have like a little tent that I could set up. I've been thinking about getting like a pergola to install out here, you know what I mean? But I already have one of those like canopy tents, you know what I mean? Like people take to festivals and stuff. So I thought, why can't I just set that up? I have plenty of room back here. So, I have to locate it in my garage. I let somebody borrow it for like some gig thing, some fundraiser. So I believe they returned it though. So there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to find it. It's just, you know what I mean? When you don't look for certain things for a while and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, well. You know what I mean? It's like you have to shift your mind a little bit. Anyway, very conveniently, a little bug landed in my drink, like right on schedule, right? Yeah, little bug, you're going bye bye. Okay, so. All right, you guys, I think I am going to use the Grateful Dead deck since it is a Sunday fun day. Then after that, I'm probably going to hit that I picked up at my local dispensary because I live in a state where that's legal, so it's nice. Some of my deadhead friends also live in states where that's legal, like, well, duh, California, Colorado. But you know what's nice is since I live in Illinois, and we've started getting some of the brands, like from the other states, like the Smokies brand that was only you could only get in Colorado. Now you can get that in Illinois, and so they must have like a grow farm because like everything has to be like grown locally and harvested locally and everything like that. So it's not like it's just shipped across state lines. And then like the California, the FloraCal, I think, they've started having those. And like, I don't think some people that probably aren't used to like gummies and edibles and stuff might think it tastes like kind of a little bit extra like cannabis, but I personally, I don't mind it. Like, I don't think it's too artificial tasting. I guess it tastes pretty natural to me, and like the rest of the gummy has a good flavor. The pink lemonade are the ones that I like. So, but and the Smokies, they have all sorts of flavors, so you can kind of knock yourself out. Sour watermelon was kind of like a surprise, because it's not really sour. It's like tart, is what I want to say, because it still has sweet, like it's candy. It's kind of funny. I watched this thing. There was some little documentary. Oh my gosh, you guys! I need to get a little drop cloth so the cards don't slip through this table. That's, Lord have mercy. I bought this on Overstock.com, like probably when I first got here. So that was like 2014. So it's sat outside this whole time. I've never even like taken care of it either. It's like hasn't fallen apart. I can't believe it. I do take it inside for the winter time sometimes. Helps. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I just had to get something, so may have made you wait a little bit here. And it's like the wind is picking up, so like just in time to get a little something. And I don't know if you guys caught, I mentioned Mystic Rose channel the other day, but I did not get the name, the numbering after it correct. I believe it's Mystic Rose 1111, but like she has a little rose like decal or whatever in right before the 1111. So I can't remember how many subscribers she has. She has way more than me. But sometimes she does reads outside too. I kind of like that when I'm able to catch one, because it just kind of, to me, it kind of opens up the energy. I know it's just not like whatever, somebody trying to, kind of like I was complaining about the car dealership the other day, which I had to leave them a voicemail. Because I spent a lot of money, guys, to get my car repaired. And it's like, why was the coolant overheating when I hadn't ran the car all day long? Like, that makes 0 sense. So I even have that on video. I even took a video of it. I told them, I'm like, nobody, because it was like Saturday when I had to leave a message. Because I didn't notice, because I hadn't even run the car all day. I'm like, what? Anyway. Sometimes just got to get stuff done. So, and you don't want things falling through the cracks, and that's what can happen, right? So just like me having to get this blanket, I don't want these cards to fall through the cracks and then you guys miss out on an awesome reading, right? That would be foolish. Foolish. It doesn't get too hot up here. Let's just see if maybe I'll put it right here. Let's manifest some more pesos, y'all, right? I got my dollar bill, y'all. The last time I was in Mexico, when was that? Okay, tiempo. Time ago. Was that in the year 2023, technically? Can't remember. Anyway. Yeah. All right, I think we're good here. You guys will be able to see everything, and I should be able to. I don't think I need these right now. I'm sitting kind of out of the sun, so look, you guys. Page of Swords. It's like I'm gonna be telling you what time it is, right? This is the gossip card too. So if you turned into for the tea, I guess you're gonna get the tea today. Is that the message? It might be early where you're at. I don't know what time zone you're in, but I was just thinking about this. A lot of churches serve wine on Sunday morning, and is that like so people don't get the shakes during the service? You know what I mean? From the night before, like. Now, not all churches serve wine, but I was just thinking about that. Like, what if you were like some buddies that gets what is they call it, like the DTs or whatever? But it's like, oh, I can't sit through church. Well, they give you a little sip midway through, right? Maybe they'll get you by. Have mercy, right? Somebody's drinking in town, right, on Sunday. That's why you can't sell it till a certain time, because it's only being drank at church, right? You guys, when the logical part of your brain takes over, right, there's some fun things that can happen. Let your imagination run wild. So like if you're just kicking off your weekend or whatever, or finishing up your weekend and thinking, oh my God, all I did was work, and sometimes that happens. Like, it's time now to like kind of relax and let your mind open up a little bit. Okay, let's see that yeah, you can go either way. Sorry, I'm gonna be like checking this camera because this is not my usual. I guess you're gonna be able to see everything until, where is this? So yeah, I'll put a little marker down here so I know where the camera frame is. Sorry guys, this is not my normal setup, so this is just kind of on the fly. But this bracelet, I actually, I mentioned that Mystic Rose. I think she does sell some stuff on there, but this I happened to get from Eat, Read, Love, um, Sal, Sal's channel, um, who used to be in the food biz. If you've followed his story, so some of us readers like myself, like I worked 18 years in the corporate world for a single company. I worked more years in the corporate world, technically, office type stuff, administrative, blah, blah, reading, writing, and doing the thing. Anyway, looks like I'm gonna need more crystals out here since I'm making this frame for you guys. Lord have mercy. I guess I can use the candle too, because that's not gonna stay lit. It's just a little too breezy out here. I did burn some Palo Santo earlier and some King of Pentacles and some incense. So you may be somebody who just kind of likes to be, maybe you're a homebody, but you like take care of the home. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is representing like a farmer. Queen of Pentacles a lot of times kind of represents like a homemaker, but that doesn't mean that you're not productive. You could have a home-based business. You could be a farmer or a farm wife type person that has like side business and sells, on the internet, like whatever it is, or you can be somebody that has a side hobby that revolves around something in the physical world. I'm getting, kind of like those, this has come through before, like those metal sculptures. Like I even have some of those in my house. Like I have one that's like a little bicycle. It's like a tricycle and it's a plant stand. It is the cutest freaking thing. And I think it was less than $50. Like, holy cow. By the way, you guys, I do have a link to that tie-dye that I'm selling as a custom tie-dye. It's a very nice flowy dress. It's very forgiving. So it's a Jessica Simpson size large, but a lot of her stuff runs small, and I found this to be on the looser side. But it did fit me in the top, which I would wear like regularly, like a large in misses in the top. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Because if she were to make that like for somebody and include this, and that's $50 including shipping, and anything over 50 I'm going to donate to hopefully it's a local charity. I know she has some she has a home-based business as well. It's Liz Tree Ice Dyes. But anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, so that's part of this. I feel like you're kind of exercising your possibilities. You're exercising your right to reflect on those possibilities right now. So you might want to be grounded. That's maybe why you got that King of Pentacles message. It's like, yeah, you think you need to go here and do this, or you could go there and do that, but maybe you're already in the right place doing the things that you need to do, I guess is the message, right? Um, Look at that. Ace of Cups. Terrapin. This is the Deadhead deck. So, this is actually the one I ordered that has this. I didn't order from Amazon. I ordered this from the actual website, the Grateful Dead Tarot website. Ace of Cups. So yeah, it's like even staying where you are, it's like giving you what you need, right? It's like, well, I've worked so hard for this and this and this. Why do I need to go chasing around here and here? You know what I mean? Like, personally, I'm just getting my the sunroom opened up again, so I can do readings out of the sunroom, like during the season. You know what I mean? On selected, whatever. And having that as my studio space, but like I couldn't necessarily do that in wintertime. But yeah, it's like, you know, I can go and set up it here, there, and everywhere, but it's like, or I can let people come to me. You know what I mean? That's just as effective, right? So for some of you, this could even be in the form of a gathering with other people. This could be like where you're set up somewhere and they come to you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like there could be some people that have some like jealousy about the fact that you're doing this even. I mean, this could be even like, you have like hair, like do, hair out of your house or whatever. You have like a mini salon in the back of your house. I mean, people, people have done all sorts of things like that, and it's just sometimes people want to talk because it's like they didn't think of it or something, or they're not there yet, and they think like, oh wow, they got that and I don't, and it's like, well, what steps are you, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can think about it, right, and see these opportunities, but at a certain point you have to act upon it. And I feel like collective, you acted upon it, but the way you did it is that so you don't have to expend so much energy running in circles anymore, right? Yeah, see, this is the clear quartz here. It's coming through in a way that's gonna help you, right, um, move through the challenges of life, right, and cross the finish line, and and then be able to have your restful day, if that's on Sunday, if that's on Monday, if that's on Tuesday, if that's on whatever day of the week. So don't look at me sideways when I'm walking into the liquor store. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. you know when one of the I like to do my errands early when I have time, if I have time in the mornings, and one of the medical dispensaries is open like at 8 a.m. now, which is super nice. I didn't realize that. I was on that side of town and I'm like, I saw the sign and I thought, are they open? So I ran in there real quick. I mean, I was out there before 9 o'clock. I couldn't believe it. But she said, the manager of the store said that they have a lot of second shift people come in at that time. And it's like, yeah, because otherwise, second shift people sometimes they get screwed out and then they have to do stuff on the weekends and it's so busy, and you know what I mean. So that I thought was really nice. Second and third shift actually, but we have some like manufacturing and stuff like that in the area where I live. It was just the other day I was driving by. It's like I don't even remember what they're doing there, but they create a byproduct that kind of has a bit of an an odor, you might say. So it's kind of weird. It like hangs in the area sometimes, like on foggy days and stuff. Like when I first moved here, we used to say it smelled like toast, like burnt toast. Anyway, so yeah, that's your reminder. Don't burn your toast, right? Wow. Okay. So yeah, if you're somebody who's always burning your toast, maybe it's because you're paying attention to the wrong things. You know what I mean? Some people like it that way, though. Okay. I worked at a place where, again, story time. If you watch me at my channel, it's always about story time. Um, the first bartending gig I had, there was we had a kitchen, and it was a bar and grill, and somebody from the tattoo shop across the street, they wanted their stuff burnt, and she was like, I want it burnt, and I'm like, I know she saw my eyes get wide. She's like, oh, I know. Everybody thinks I'm joking with them. And she's like, I really do want it burnt. Like the first time and the cook was like, are you. And so the cook's always like thinking you're setting them up for it, right? But then the next time it was like, it burned even more. But that's because they used to work in that industry, right? And she said it was like set it and forget it. Well, she would get busy doing other stuff, and then that was her food. So she just kind of got used to that. You know what I mean? Um, so like I said, if you're always burning your toast, maybe you're where else are you paying attention to? She was paying attention to her work, her job. But in the meantime, was that necessarily doing her any favors with that poor chicken? It was kind of but God, that'll force you to make a nice sauce, won't it? I think she usually did get some kind of sauce. Well, we had some decent ranch there. It's always the restaurant ranch tastes better, right? Always, always. Or like a nice honey mustard or something. There's something about it, right? Okay, so it's kind of like, yeah, you don't like burnt chicken? Well, I hope you don't only have barbecue, right? And that's where you might feel like you're at sometimes, right? Especially if you get distracted, and it's like the prisoner's dilemma. They, making you think you don't have any options, but in fact you do. And I hate to use this as an example, but I mean, look at some of these dudes that have been in jail and convicted for a very long time that keep proclaiming their innocence. I'm not going to name certain cases, but there's just some that have gotten, it's just, I don't watch this stuff anymore because I'm not feeding into it. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that gives some of these other people ideas that, like, oh, I want to be the next, infamous, and they'll keep reporting on me and blah blah blah, and it's like, mm, no, actually, I don't want to know anything about you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying there aren't things that happen, okay, but you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like the notoriety, it's about over it, right? But that's part of life, the challenges of life. Sometimes there's those folks that'll do things to elevate themselves in that way, and it's very disturbing. Yeah, Page of Swords. So it's could be somebody that just like wants. Ooh, man, Five of Swords. It could just be somebody that wants to like be talked about. You know, some of us want to like keep moving forward and live our peaceful lives, but it's like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Well, okay, you want something to talk about, you're gonna hear about it now. Okay, and now whose lies are gonna hold up? Nobody's, right? Because the more they lie, the more it's gonna twist around and it's gonna take them down, right? And then who's gonna be left talking and holding the wine collective? That's if they can get their hands on it, right? But it definitely looks like the dealer. So I feel like, again, like industry wise, this could be like, you know, type of like tavern gossip type stuff. I'm getting, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the kind of talk that might not, that might not happen at church, but it might happen like in other places, not at work, is what I'm getting here with this Page of Swords. Okay. But I feel like people are real, yeah, they're quickly going to find out. Look at that. Look at that. Who was I talking about earlier? The Pentacles dude? Queen of Cups was in one of the last reads. Go check it out. It's on the community tab. Okay. I am going to pull the Moonology. I was not able to see the little smiling face moon last night. It was just too cloudy where I was at. And then I did fall asleep at a certain point. You know what I mean? It's like I got to rest these eyeballs, right? And that's sometimes when people think they can turn around and do stuff on you, right? But you're very strong. Like, as a whole collective, you're not letting these things trip up what you know is important. Okay? Okay. So let's keep going. Pull a few Moonology cards since it is a new moon. So, focusing on this, what you're getting in the present moment, right? It's just more like a heads up, an awareness. Okay, and if they want to say something, you might have to snake eye them back, be like, shh. Do you know what I mean? Be like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Nothing will come of this situation. Yeah, I feel like there is somebody that's just like not gonna make a decision about this collective. So whoever that is, and you might be like, oh yeah, I know who that is. It's the person who never shows up when they say they're going to. Maybe that's an ex of yours. Maybe that's a baby mama, a baby daddy. You know what I mean? People that never can come up with the money, right? But they got money to do all sorts of other things, right? It's like, how convenient. I was just kind of ranting to myself a little bit this morning, because I was watching this other reading, which I love Frankie, but sometimes it's so true, just how some people are, and you're just like, yeah. And she was saying, she's like, yeah, you're not like other people. And it's like, yeah, sometimes some of these other people, what they're like is they want to blame the government for everything or have the government take care of them or blah, blah, blah. It's everybody else's fault but their own, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't relate because I do take care of myself. I don't depend on other people. Right? And then these are the people throwing rocks in your path. And it's like, really, dude? It's like if you had even remotely or just like done nothing or been neutral, like it would have been way better for them, right? Just as a residual, right? But no, they got to be like, it's always like this fighting and backstabbing, and it's like, yeah, you want to get talked about? Get ready. You're gonna get talked about, all right. You want to be infamous? Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Okay. So again, if there's somebody who's like hems and haws over a decision but never goes for it, yeah, nothing will come. Nothing. It's just like you're just like, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Them, right? A win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah. Ace of Cups. So again, even when, folks, if they could just be like neutral, right? It's like, once you open up the door, be ready. Or you could have been, you know what I mean? Let sleeping dogs lie. But a lot of people, they just are like, right? It's like that little Pillsbury Doughboy, except it ain't the Doughboy, it's the Stay Puft fucking Marshmallow Man in 3D in your face. Right? Right? Did you just manifest Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Yeah, he's holding up his hand like, what the fuck, Ray? So, it could be one of those situations where you're saying to somebody, it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I thought we were cool, man. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is, right? I don't know what to tell you at this point. Balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah. So, again, not chasing the tail, being the tail, right? Now they're chasing you. Okay, and that's where the talk is coming out because the lies have been exposed here with the Five of Swords. The song that's playing in the background is Too Much Time on My Hands. So yeah, somebody had too much time on their hands thinking they could get away with backstabbing and plotting instead of working and getting off their duff and doing something. You know? You ever know that person that, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this done one day. 20 years later, you're like, hey, did you ever get that done? I guess if you're in the show the world the real you, yeah, there's some people who get some real. And the thing that's going to happen to collective is I think people are going to, yeah, you and your loved ones are safe. You're going to see, because you led with love in the situation and have been doing that for yourself, that the world is going to see how you're able to take care of yourself versus all this backstabbery bitchery, right? The bitchery is now closed. Exactly. It's Sunday. Have some fun day, right? Drink some wine. Go chat up with your friends. It's a beautiful day in the Midwest where I'm at. You know what I mean? So we all have that freedom at the moment, right? If you're not working, or if you are working today, before or after, get out and enjoy it. Any little bit. It really is one step at a time. Okay. Um, so I think that's all I have for you guys today. I'm not sure the timing release of video. I'm right at 30 minutes here, so yeah, we're gonna close it down. And until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.